Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So today my video was inspired by Tati Westbrook. She's one of my favorite YouTubers and she makes these videos quite often, but I found myself on a binge watch yesterday just watching her videos and just basically I'm really interested in this specific video. So I said that's a great opportunity for me to make a video very similar to hers. So I'm basically just going to be showing you guys a bunch of makeup that I am going to throw out. And by throw out, I mean either donate to women's shelters or give to my friends, pass on to other people. So I'm not actually throwing out this makeup unless it is expired. None of it is expired. So I'm going to be giving it to my mom, to my friends, giving it to women's shelters. So this is basically going to be my products I'm throwing out of 2018 video. So we're gonna start off with complexion. I'm not throwing out any foundations or concealers actually, just because I put everything that I don't like on myself in my kit because they can work for other people that I'm doing makeup on because I am a makeup artist. So the only complexion item that I'm going to throw out this year is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in Light. So basically, I do not like this kit. I found it from the beginning so freaking dry. You can obviously see that I use these products a lot because it was during the time I got it where I didn't have many contour products to use on clients, so I'd use this a lot. But I just find it very patchy and very drying, and I just don't like the formula. I kind of actually had to put a oil into each of these because it wasn't working for me. It was so drying and just not easy to use. I don't like this palette at all. I'm sorry, Anastasia Beverly Hills, I love you, but I do not like this palette. So I'm going to toss it away into a bin. So it's pretty much tossed. So the next thing I am basically going to give away is the Fenty Starstruck matchstick. So this is a matchstick that I got a mini one actually in a kit, and I just don't find it like shows up in pictures or on camera. It's basically a highlight kind of like stick. Do you see, like that's so sheer and just not nice. Like I just find it so subtle. If you're into a blinding highlight like I am, this is not the product for you. This is just such a subtle stick. Like usually cream contours are just so like very like blinding and creamy and nice, and I love the fact that how like the packaging of this and how nice it is, and I think Fenty packaging is so gorgeous. I just don't think the stick is pigmented at all. Not to mention I used this once and the amount of product in here is actually insane. That's all you get in the stick, by the way. That's all. There's not a good amount of product in here at all. I think it's not enough and I just don't like it, and it was kind of pricey, so yeah, that's pretty much why I don't like it. We're gonna toss this. Next thing I'm going to toss is the Milk Makeup Lit highlighter. So it's just a highlighter stick. It's actually pretty pigmented. I just don't like how it kind of just bunches up during the day and kind of like creases. So I find if I put it on my cheek at the end of a makeup, it'll kind of just at the end of the day become like mush and just kind of separate. So even if like I'll put it on my nose right now, like it's very blinding. It's a very nice highlight. So even if I wanted to add it to anything like that, I just don't like how it makes me look at the end of the day. So initially it's gorgeous, and even swatched it's such a nice highlight. It's such a gorgeous gold highlight. Look at that. It's really blinding, but I just don't like the way it kind of looks at the end of the day, and that's pretty much the point of makeup, for it to last as long as it can and to look nice, not just in the minute, but kind of for the rest of the day. And I just don't like the way that it looks after that, so that's why I'm going to toss it. While we're sticking with Fenty Beauty, there's something else that I am going to give away. By the way, it's not in this video, but I did give away the Fenty foundation. It oxidizes like crazy. It is so freaking drying. You cannot put it on with a beauty blender. You can only put it on with a brush. And I just was like, there's too many rules about this foundation. If it's not easy to put on and you need to really like think about it, I don't want it. So I gave away all my Fenty foundations to my sister-in-law, and she uses them, but I just don't like them on myself. Some people swear by them. I know my friend Erica loves them. Shout out to Erica. I know she loves them, but I just don't love them myself. So I did toss those quite a few months ago. So this is another product I'm going to toss from Fenty. I am a fan of Fenty, guys. It's just these three products in specific that I didn't like. So this is the Fenty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo in Girl Next Door and Cheek Freak. It is a very pink highlight, which I know, but I think it's just a little too pink for my complexion. They're highlights, but they do come off as blushes for me because they are not blinding whatsoever. So if I swatch these two, I just don't see how these are like blinding. They're kind of like, they're like an eye, to me this is an eyeshadow. This is like what you put on at the end of a makeup to basically give your eye a little shine. I don't like this at all, especially for a skin tone like mine, which is a little more warm. I didn't enjoy this. Even on clients, I used it a couple times and I just didn't like it. So we're gonna toss that. So the next thing I'm giving away is this Laura Mercier Universal Invisible Loose Setting Powder. So I actually bought this by accident. I thought I was getting the translucent powder, but I got this by accident and I really didn't like it. It has a lot of flashback and it kind of just underneath the eyes really like bunches up and creases. It's just not a nice powder at all. I really didn't like this, guys, like at all. It's a very like soft powder, so even if I like put on my hand, super soft, very nice. But underneath the eye and on the face, it has a white cast, especially because it is a white powder. It's not a loose powder like the Laura Mercier translucent. Because it is the invisible powder in Universal, I do not like white powders at all, and it just didn't work for me personally. I've seen a lot of reviews on this and it's all like not really good, so that's why we stick to translucent and not the Universal Invisible Loose Powders. So do not get this, guys. This is a bad product, even though I love Laura Mercier, so I'm gonna toss this as well. The next thing I'm giving away, this is like in random order, but I'm giving also away this ColourPop Golden State of Mind Shadow Palette. So we're going to talk a little bit about ColourPop, okay guys? So when everybody found out that ColourPop was going into Sephora, people were going insane. I was so freaking excited because shipping to Canada is so expensive from ColourPop website, even though their products are reasonably priced. I found this very cool that they were coming into Sephora. So I tried to get hands on things that were coming into Sephora from ColourPop like as soon as they came out. I ordered it online. I was so excited, and then they took it out of Sephora because it wasn't selling properly and people did not like the products that they brought in. I think ColourPop has amazing eyeshadows, and they have amazing like individual eyeshadows, and they have good liquid lipsticks and lip glosses and concealers, but this to me is a huge flop. I didn't like this palette at all. This is the Golden State of Mind ColourPop Shadow Palette. It is all little glitters. The problem with this palette is that it's inconsistent and it's chunky. So each glitter was so freaking chunky, I found. They're all like gorgeous colors. I just found them to have so much chunk, guys, like the chunk. Like this was insane. I was using this actually on my clients one day and it just was like falling. It just wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. This is way too chunky for me, and I just like to stick with my ABH shadows. Those are my favorites. So I'm gonna toss this as well. The next thing I am giving away is the Urban Decay Afterglow highlight. So this is a gorgeous palette. The packaging is so luxurious, so gorgeous, but I really found the inside not too nice. These are the most chalky highlighters I've ever used, and no disrespect to Urban Decay, but these are so freaking chalky. I'm gonna swatch Cliche, which is a nice gold color. I'm gonna swatch it right here. So as you guys can see, like it looks nice, everything's fine and dandy, but it's like so chalky, guys. It's one of the chalkiest palettes I've ever used in terms of highlights. I like Anastasia, I like all these different palettes, but this was a big no for me. This was on sale for about $30 and I think it was originally around $50. So I was like, perfect, I'll just get it. And I didn't really look into it or look at the reviews. I just bought it because that's me. I'm just an impulsive buyer. Yeah, I got this. I didn't like it at all. Haven't used it since. I used one color, which was this one right over here, and then I would never use that browner shade. I just don't like this. I'm gonna give it probably to my cousin or something, and yeah. The next thing I'm giving away is kind of sad because it's relatively new, and I wasn't sure if I liked it when I got it, and then I just realized I didn't like it. I just realized that it wasn't for me. It was kind of weird, and like there were so many mixed reviews. Some people swear by it, some people love it, some people hate it. I was one of those people that were so unsure about how I felt about this product. To me, it was like, what are you? What do you do? So this is actually the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. Since I got this, I've used this twice. And I think if you're spending around $60 on a product, because I have 15% tax in Canada and Quebec, and if I'm using something once or twice, I have to toss it or I have to give it to somebody, obviously, just because it's such a waste. These things expire and they just sit in my drawer when somebody can use it. So I really do not like this powder whatsoever. I think it's such a weird concept, and I think it's really cool. I mean, the science behind it is actually amazing, that they're able to make a powder that's wet, that feels wet on you. But I just didn't enjoy it on me particularly. I found I creased right after I used it, and I'm unable to bake with this, and I do love to bake. So that's why I'm getting rid of this. The next thing I am tossing is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Dreamsicle. There was a time where I got this and I loved it. It is kind of like a orange highlight blush. I use this kind of like as a blush topper because it's not too pigmented on and it's a little too orange for me. So that's that orangey in the middle of my palm. So I didn't really like this because I really needed to dig into it to kind of get a blinding highlight. And I'm the type of person that likes a blinding highlight. I think everyone does, and that wasn't the right product for me. It was kind of like a blush topper. I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand why they made such an orange highlight. I don't know if you guys can see, but that is such an orange highlight. And the packaging is beautiful. I think it's the first Becca packaging to be fully white like that. And I love Becca, you guys know that, but this product didn't work for me particularly. Even though the formula is really, really great, it didn't work for me, so that's why I'm tossing it. The last thing that I am tossing is actually another Becca product. So this is the Becca Light Chaser Highlight for Face and Eye in Champagne Dream Flashes Bellini. So I use this in another video, and I just don't understand the concept of this highlight. Like, it's a mini one, so I paid probably like $20 for it, but I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. Like, I don't understand. So apparently what you're supposed to do with this highlight is that you are supposed to wear it like outside, and when the light hits it, it's supposed to be like blinding, but when you're inside, no, it's a different story. It's a very different story. So to me, it's like the only time I'd wear this is like at the beach, at a music festival, something outside. I live in Canada, I live in Montreal, I'm not outside 24 hours a day. If I come inside and my face just looks flat because my highlight's not blinding because of a certain highlight, I just don't think it's worth me purchasing at all. So therefore, I didn't like this one bit. I thought it was really kind of stupid, and I found it very chalky. Like, as soon as you put your hand in it, it's like the chalkiest thing ever. So I'll swatch that also for you guys. In chalky, okay, this isn't picking up at all. But it's like, it's even when you put your finger into it, it's not a smooth, nice highlight. It's super chalky, and I didn't like it at all. So I am tossing this and giving it to my baby cousin because she's getting into highlights, but I don't want to give her anything that's like too blinding because she's like 11. So we're just gonna give this to her, and that's pretty much it. So those are all the products that I am tossing in 2018. I'm sure that I will get a couple more before the month is over, actually, and maybe I won't like them. So that's pretty much it for my 2018 what I'm tossing video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love making videos like this, just sitting in front of the camera, being myself, talking to you guys about makeup and what I love. So thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and be sure before you leave to subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and basically comment down below any suggestions for upcoming video, or just to show some love for me down below. I'm Alicia Toledano, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!